morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. So it's really all about the job. You here on this earth, you got a job to do. And everybody really and truly has a job to do. But you specifically, you got a job. Ever since the creation of man, and not even man as in men, but like mankind, even as the creation of man, you've always had a job. A job that you do without even knowing. So if you treat whatever it is that you're into, stuff that you want to do actually, that you so-called love to do, what you got a fire for, if you treat that like your job, that job where you get up in the morning and prepare for work and then go to work, and when you're done with work you go home and stuff like that, the job, stuff you do every day, yeah. Apply that same shit. To put it plainly, you have a job. It does not matter where you work. It does not even matter who you work for. The job is the same. You have a job to do. You get up in the morning, you prepare yourself for work, you go and do your work. You take your breaks as needed, you give yourself food every now and again, to maintain energy throughout the day. And when you're done with your work, you go home. And then you prepare for work the next day. That's the job. You got it? That is the job. It's not about where you so-called work. It's not even about who you supposedly work for. It has nothing to do with that. The job is the job. And however you apply yourself within that job is how you will act in any other facet of your life. And I mean any other facet. How you act on your job says a lot about how you will do another job. You got it? There is no variance of the two. If you put half-ass effort into the job, then whatever other job you get, you'll put a half-ass effort. If your work ethic is shitty at the job, and any other aspect of your life, when you put forth any type of effort, will be shitty. You got it? You get up every day. Every day. You're fortunate enough to get up every day. You prepare for work, and whatever way you do, you go to work. You do your work. You take your breaks. You eat to maintain yourself throughout the day. When you're done with your work, you go home. That's the job. Now imagine if you were doing this, you're trying to be an entrepreneur of some sort. That same have to mentality that you do just to go to a job that you supposedly don't like, don't love as much, don't have any fire for. Imagine you putting forth that same type of energy towards something you actually do like and love. The job. If you treated it like it's actually your job. Because it is. It's the job. You get up, you prepare for work, you go do the work. When you're done with work, you stop. You go home and rest and do the same thing again the next day. That's the job. No matter what category you put it in. That's why it does not matter where you work. It does not matter who you work for. The job is the job. And it's the same. Apply that same mentality to every other facet in your life. Treat what you want to do like it's your job, because inevitably it actually is. And the job is the same. The only thing that is not and is a variable is the kind of work that you put into the job. Kobe Bryant had an insane work ethic. He was fully aware of what I just told you, that the job is the job. And you will gain no reward, no anything, without a well-established work ethic. meaning knowing that this is the job at hand. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do to get better at this job. And if you're not trying to get better at the job, then you won't try to get better at any other thing. You will not. The work ethic will not be there. It's what they say, practice makes perfect. Kobe Bryant was a shining example of what it meant when practice makes perfect. Throughout his whole career, especially the latter half, when I mean an insane work ethic, and it showed up at the job. The mentality, his work ethic, it said, I need to do this, I need to get better. How do I get better? I get better by treating this like it's my job. Basketball may just be a sport to some of us. For him, that's the job. And for him, that was life. But it's all about the work. It's about the job. The thing that you have been assigned to do since the creation of man. The thing that's embedded in your DNA. You have a job to do. And if you don't put forth the same kind of effort into your job that you claim to want to do in any other piece of work, in any other piece of job, in any other thing that you're into, it will not show up. You know why? Because you didn't prepare for it. You didn't practice for it. Your work ethic was shitty. So therefore, shit just showed up. You don't want to be like that. You want to be like Kobe. You want to have an insane work ethic to the point where people wonder how it is that you got so great, like it's just a God-given talent and not something that you worked at every single day. Treat whatever it is that you're into the same way you do your job. The problem starts where you go to a job that you don't like, so you need to change that first. Why would you continue going to a job that you don't like? Find a job that you like to do. And then once you start there and got that on the right track, now you can start to fix the amount of effort that you put in. Now you can fix the way you have your attitude about the job. Because it's all about the job. And if you don't put forth the kind of love, the kind of effort, the kind of fire that you should when it comes to something that you really like to do, that you're really into, if you don't do that in any facet with your regular job, then it's not going to show up in any other facet of your life. The job is the job. You wake up, you prepare for work, you go to work, you do the work. When work is over, you leave and go home. You rest. Next day, you repeat. If you can be on autopilot to do that without even thinking about it, then execute that same type of attitude and mentality with your job. Because how you work on your job says a lot about how you work and everything else. So be like Kobe. Know that it takes work. And if you ain't trying to work, then you don't understand the job. Rest in peace, Kobe. Mamba mentality forever. It's Motivation Monday. Go be dope.